Hello and welcome. Today we are making this fun rainbow shaped card. I love this. I made several of these. The purple background is my favorite, but if you check out my blog, you might see yellow and blue. I also tried those as well, but because the purple is so small on this part of the rainbow, I thought having the purple cardstock really kind of brought all the colors together. So let me show you how I made this. This is a lot of fun, I think. I already die cut all of the pieces, and actually this works out is a very easy die to use. But one of the tricks I found was to leave your pieces in the frame die as you're working, because if you get them out of order, you get your rainbow out of order, and it gets a little bit wonky. So I'm going to slide this over, and I'm going to pull in some scrap paper to help sponge, and I'm going to pull them out one at a time. I use red first. I used a variety of different inks. This one's from Hero Arts to do this. It doesn't matter. Stampin' Up inks work great. Close to My Heart inks work great. I'm going to use some Hero Arts, Stampin' Up, and Tailored Expressions. The color I based it mostly on what color I wanted the rainbow band to look like, not necessarily what brand of ink. So we have our red band. If you're at home and you don't have stamping ink, you can use chalks. You can use your copics to color these bands. It's another great way of doing it. If you have access to watercolor, this paper's not watercolor paper, but as long as you went very lightly with the water, I think you could tint the paper with watercolor. So there's lots of ways to color this. I just thought this was the fastest, and I had the colors easily available. So there was our orange band. And I will list the colors I used on my blog. And I'll tell you what, I'll even suggest some Copic colors you could use to do the same. This is one of my favorite colors. It's Tailored Expressions Lime Zest. Now this color is old, Stampin' Up! Brilliant Blue. I still haven't gotten over the fact. I don't know how many years ago they retired it. I've always been fond of this color because it is my high school color. And I just has never gotten it out of my system. Now for indigo, this die allows for an indigo spot, which is really kind of nice because a lot of times indigo gets left out. I had to hunt through my colors to find an indigo, but Island Indigo from Stampin' Up! Works really well. At least I think. Was the only color in my stash I found that was close to indigo anyway. It's probably a little bluer than I would have picked in my imagination, but will work. This last one, the purple, is so small, which again is why I chose to do the purple cardstock. How small that purple is. It's not even, it's like you can't even really sponge it. You have to dab it. So don't lose your purple piece. The easiest way I found to assemble this is that I just took a piece of paper out of my recycling bin, and I'm going to put some tape runner down, and this is not going to be enough adhesive, but it gets me started. And now I can pull my frame up and place the frame in that adhesive. So now that will sit still. Then I went with my liquid adhesive. Hang on. So now I took my adhesive and I drew a line of adhesive in each one of my arcs. And then I could put my rainbow pieces back in like a puzzle. Okay, I did find the little purple piece wandering around my desk, but I recommend not losing that because that was a pain in the butt. All right, and then lastly, I am putting in some adhesive around this frame here and popping in the cloud piece. I already stamped the sentiment on here. The sentiment comes with the coordinating stamp set to this die, so that's really a nice thing. I love It's just a little different twist on some of the rainbow cards. So this sentiment I think is really awesome. And then I noticed this keeps popping up. So I'm going to put a little bit of a glue underneath this, so because I want this to lay flat. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and then this doesn't have to be super pretty, but I'm going to cut this out. But the reason I glued it to this scrap piece of paper is that now this makes this one whole piece. And I like how I can then use this now as one piece instead of having to worry about all my rainbow bits popping out. You don't have to do this step. This was just a time saver on my, for me. I have a little other piece I need to glue down. So this is popping up as well. So I'm going to do the same thing and just put a little bit of adhesive to keep that flat. And now I can turn this over. And I've decided, for me, I'm going to pop this up. So I'm just taking some fun foam and I'm cutting it into strips. I'm going to probably have to cut them even more, but I'm going to coat this in glue. And I'm just going to start arranging and one fun little variation of this, and I debated it, but I think I've been going a little glitter crazy, so I opted out, was you could put glitter on all your colors here as a fun. There you go. Those are the shaped rainbow cards. I hope you love these as much as I do. This die set is certainly going to go down in my favorites. I absolutely love it. They're fairly easy to make, and they're just so cheerful. I really appreciate you tuning in to watch how I made this card. If you'd like, leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you. If you like this video or subscribe, I really also appreciate that. That helps keep the momentum going. It helps me continue to feel inspired, and that means a lot to me. So thanks so much, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.